guys, Dan here from the Dangerously Fit Academy. In today's video, we're going to go through the 5 most common swing mistakes. Okay, so swing mistake number 1 is over squatting. So just remember, a swing is a hip dominant movement, so it's a hip hinge rather than a squat. A squat is a great exercise, but it's not what we want to do when we're doing a kettlebell swing. So we will look something like this. Okay, so that's mistake number 1. Okay, so mistake number 2 is either going too low into the swing or not going low enough. So what we ideally want is like a 10 to 4 position. So your head at 10 o'clock and your butt's at 4 o'clock. Oftentimes people will go too low into the swing. So they're kind of like a head's at 9 o'clock, butt's at 3 o'clock. That's too low, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the lower back. Or they don't go low enough and they don't feed the kettlebell back in through the legs and they don't roll up the posterior chain. Okay, so they'll go like at 11 and 5, so they're going too shallow in the swing. So ideally we want to be at 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock with a nice neutral spine all the way through. Okay, so swing mistake number 3 is taking the kettlebell right overhead. So this is often referred to as an American swing. There's a couple of reasons we don't want to do this with our clients. Number 1 is you're going into extension under load, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on your client's back. So unless they've got really good technique, you could end up injuring them. The second one is shoulder mobility. So the point of contact on a kettlebell handle is much smaller than the shoulders. So again, unless you've got really good shoulder mobility, it's going to be hard to get that exercise down pat with really good technique. So with this, ideally, we don't really want to go any higher than about eye level. Okay, so swing mistake number 4 is the front raise. So remember, the kettlebell swing should be working the posterior chain and not the shoulders. So the shoulders, arms are there just to guide the weight up. So all the power is generated through the hips, hammies and lower back, and your arms and shoulders are there just for the ride. So you shouldn't be lifting the kettlebell up from the shoulders. So it's not a front raise. Oftentimes you'll see a client drive the hips forward and then lift the kettlebell up from the shoulders. So all the power is generated from that hip drive on the way up, and the kettlebell should just float up to eye level and then back down into the swing. And lastly, swing mistake number 5 is to round out the back. So when you do the kettlebell swing, you should have a neutral spine all the way through. So oftentimes you'll see people that kind of really round out their spine, so that's going to be really bad for your back. So just make sure it's a straight line going from the middle of the hip through the torso, middle of the shoulder, through to the ear line. Okay, so always keep a neutral spine. So keep that chest up, keep the shoulders back, and keep a nice straight back all the way through that movement. Okay guys, so that's the 5 most common swing mistakes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a link underneath this video. So if you want the fixes for each of those swing mistakes, there's going to be a 5-part mini series sent out to you. So 1 email per day over the 5 days, and there's going to be a fix for each of those faults. Something that you can use with your clients straight away. So I'll put a link in underneath this video. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, just give it a quick thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.